Yes, 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 yes. What's going on? What's going on with you? Good evening to you. I am Shawn Cornelius, the romantic funny man, just sitting here doing my thing, sitting in the humble abode, in the home where I do this show. And welcome to another episode of At the Dark with Shawn Cornelius. And we had a great show last week, and gonna have another show, a great show this week. Listen. Yeah, and I'll get you your shirts out. I'll get you your shirts. It's the enough is enough shirts, and I'll do all that other kind of stuff, and we'll do right. And I'll do right by you. How are you this evening? Glad that you could make it by and sit by. I got a fantastic guest. I've known this lady for a long time before she was big time. Before she was big time, and um, gonna bring her in and have some nice conversation. It's another Monday night, and we're gonna relax and have some fun and enjoy and talk to her, find out what she's been up to, what she's been doing all these years. All these years, it's been like 20 something years, and find out what's going on with her, and have a good time and have some conversation. So you know how I do. You know how I do sometimes. So all the time. So we're gonna basically go into it and do our thing and have some fun and enjoy. So can I get right into it? I'll just get right into it. I'll get right into it. Listen, she's got so much. I'm gonna let her explain and tell. I know. I pretty much know her. So all I do is I remember sitting on this couch a long time ago in Goose Creek. She's back there, back behind stage, laughing. Because we'll bring her in, and she's done so much since then. So let's bring her in. Vassier Serrano, what's going on? How are you?
Hey, Sean, how are you?
Are you laughing at that couch?
I'm laughing at Goose Creek, man.
Goose
It's
Creek.
just a loss. I've heard the word.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even say where it was. It was in South Carolina. It was
Oh
in
yeah.
Goose Creek, and I
Wait,
remember
what
sitting
happened
on
on
it.
the couch? I don't remember what happened.
I was sitting on the couch a couple of times, and we were just talking.
Talking,
We were just talking, and then
man.
then we went to Charlotte. You came to Charlotte with me and
Right.
supported me, and I did my comedy thing, and then came back. It was just whatever, and then we lost we lost track of each other,
Yeah, life. Yeah.
and like it takes over, and then we caught up with each other. We caught up through Mo. Mo was on the show last year or early this year, and it was crazy how she connected us back. Well, not really crazy. Life is what it is,
Right. It's
and
a
here you
small.
are.
It's a
Yeah,
small world.
yeah. So how have you been? How's everything going?
You know what? I'm pretty good. I can't say everything's perfect by no stretch of the imagination, but I'm amazing. I'm doing really, really well, considering all things. It's been a transitional year for me. And I mean, it's just so much going on. Let's get into it. Let's talk about
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about it. And you're down in the ATL at this moment, so people understand you're down in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, yes. Hollywood
Yeah.
South.
Yeah, yeah, the internet is something. The internet is something. Now, we met in Charleston. You came
Yeah.
to Charleston. Tell them a little bit about who you are, why you were in Charleston, and then we'll move forward.
So there's so much behind why I was in Charleston. I'll just start with saying simply that I'm actually originally from Cleveland, Ohio, where I grew up listening to radio. Radio was a part of my life. It was part of my rearing. My father was an abusive alcoholic, and he was away from home a lot. And I found myself just listening to the sounds of WZAK, which is 93, I think, point 3. I can't remember, but it's WZAK in Cleveland, Ohio. And growing up under Lynn Tolliver, that voice, the OJs,
Right,
that
right, yeah,
music, and it helped soothe my soul and kept me company and helped me decide that this is a love, a passion, um, for as far as what I wanted in my life. So I sat there and I watched TV and I repeated whatever I saw on television, just trying to craft my voice. I love what they did on the radio. I just wanted to know more about how to do it.
sure, sure.
So as a child, I began crafting the voice that you now hear and has been on many radio ways throughout my tenure. So I was moved to Charleston, South Carolina at 12 years old to live with my mother. And
Mm,
I remained there until I was like 18 years old. But in my transition, I left Charleston at 18, emancipated myself. I was a ward of the state of South Carolina, moved away for a little while, and came back in my 20s, which is when you and I met when I was working
Hmm.
for Z93 Jam.
Z93 Jams,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So when I was in high school, this is beautiful. When I was in high school, 17 years old, I went out and I sought to get my own mentors. I went to high school in Charleston, South Carolina. I checked on the news because I was interested in doing television, and I went and got Angela Brown as a mentor. I don't know if she's still around down there or not, but it's been a
Hmm.
while. And then
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
also ended up with this amazing mentor named Terry Bass. I started off with Cliff Mack first and
Yeah.
foremost. I started off with Cliff Mack and being trained and everything, and then eventually, no, I started off with Terry. It was Terry and Tessa Spencer, who's
Hmm.
still in Charleston and is actually on news radio now. I mean, not
All right.
news radio. She's on news
On,
and
on television, doing
correct.
TV.
Correct. And so I was actually, they were my mentors, and I loved it, absolutely loved it, and left again, came back in my 20s, and that's when you and I met, Shawn. And during that time, it was a lot going on. I was in the midst of possibly breaking up in my first marriage because I've been married a couple of times now. Working back at the station at Z93, and you and I met. I can't remember how we met. You were doing something at the station as well, correct?
Yeah, I was at Z93. But at that time, at those times, I was doing Z93. I was doing everything, any and everything. I was trying to get on
Yeah,
the morning show, but I had probably had my own show
I
at
had a lot
night.
going on as well. I started off
Yeah.
doing Club 93 and transitioned to the Quiet Storm. And then I had to transition there in life, a couple of hiccups. I was working corporately and doing radio at the same time. And Shawn, I'm gonna tell the story. Shawn was with me when I decided I wanted to be a stripper. I took him to the club with me. He was like, Bass, I don't know if I really like this.
Yeah, I wasn't. Look, I was gonna ask the question unless you went there, but go ahead since you went there.
Yes, so Shawn Cornelius is the only man that I know personally that actually went to the strip club with me when I was scouting clubs to try to dance in. This was very short-lived. But Shawn was my road dog, man. And
Yeah.
we did lose touch over the years. And I always wondered how you were doing. So it's crazy how here we are 20 plus years down the line, and we got back in contact with one another through a mutual acquaintance,
Yes.
Mo.
Yes.
And Mo, I'm no longer part of a show that Mo was a part of. We brought Mo on as a co-host on the show in which we are. And she was a wonderful addition. And I knew that she would bring a flavor to the show that we did not have. But I'm no longer a part of that show because the lead is now my soon-to-be ex-husband. So that didn't go over too well.
Well, we're gonna get into all
We're
of
gonna
that
get there.
because we're gonna get into all of that, even if we do
Yes.
that off camera. But yeah,
I tell it all.
you'll
I'm
tell it
very
all. This is
transparent.
one of them show. Listen, if you want to talk about it, talk about it. What we did do, we sat around, we talked. There were several times we talked in your living room in Goose Creek. There's some
Yeah.
times that you went with me on the road to Charlotte, and when I was doing stand-up comedy, and then we stayed in touch, and then we lost contact. But that's how people do. But then, like you did bring up Mo, we did communicate. We met again. We reconnected through Mo, and then found out that you were down in Atlanta, and I was here in back here home in New York, and you were doing your radio thing. So let's go back really quick. You were always doing radio that since I've known you.
Yeah.
So we talked about some of the stuff you did at Z93. How did you get to Atlanta's radio station? You got let's talk about that really
So
quickly.
wow. I can't honestly say that I've made Atlanta's radio station yet, although there are some things in the works, and I will leave that there because it may come to fruition, it may not, but
Okay,
there's something in the works.
that's fine.
So I've tried auditioning, and I auditioned for a big conglomerate here, and I actually had the flu, so I didn't do very well with my audition. And while I'm licking my wounds because I didn't do so well in my audition, I got a call, or should I say, I was on Instagram. And just
Okay.
scrolling in the middle of the night, couldn't sleep, and a guy that I know happened to reach. I liked something on his feed, and he happened to reach out to me and ask me if I was still interested in doing radio, because at that time they were looking for a female co-host. I said yes. We ended up meeting later. It was like really early in the morning. I think it was a Monday morning. We ended up meeting later that night, and I agreed to join that show. And the show itself has transitioned through several carriers at this particular point, but it is now part of the Fubu Radio family. And while I am no longer a part of that show, I am still part of the Fubu Radio family. And I know people are like Fubu Radio, yes. So
Mm-hmm.
the brand
Mm-hmm.
Fubu Radio, one of the founders of Fubu, For Us by Us clothing line, it actually has not gone anywhere. It is back with a vengeance, by the way. Custom suits for men, regular Fubu gear, watches, eyewear. Fubu is here, back in the United States. But
Okay.
Keith Perrin,
Mm-hmm.
who's also one of the partners of Damon John in Fubu, has Fubu Radio. And so I am part of that family where I do voiceover work for them. I'm still attached. But as far as radio outside of that, I'm no longer doing radio at this particular time. But I do voiceover work. I will sell you a car. You want to buy a Jaguar? I'll sell you a Cadillac. 2021 GMC Terrain. Anyway.
Listen, I told you whatever goes on this show, and you can do whatever you need to do. So if someone wants to call right now, they can call the show at this moment and call Vassier
Hey,
and hire her to do some work for them. Yeah.
I will sell you a very shiny, very sweet, crispy donut with a wonderful, nice side of coffee.
You notice I had to click myself off while you do that, while you finished it up, so I didn't, it was just you on the screen.
It's okay. It's
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And well, things happen. They happen for a reason.
yes.
So you don't always end up with the person that you're going to be with for forever. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as we wow, we've known each other since 19 something,
Yeah.
and you move forward and you bounce back and forth off of here and there. So you like Mo, I thought that was something that was stuck and no, and you move forward and no, now here's the football thing. You just keep going. And your husband, because the second half of the show is about love
Yeah.
and romance. And I saw online that you we're gonna get into more. We're gonna get deeper into that part. But you did some things.
Okay.
Yeah, you did some things not too long ago celebrating. So you're not gonna be with this person. Okay, so all right, that
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You see, that's
Yeah.
something that I didn't know.
Yes, my wedding anniversary was May 5th.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, and here it is September, and because you said it yourself. You said soon to be your former.
that is correct.
Okay, all right.
We'll talk
Oh,
about that
we're
later.
gonna talk about that later too. Yeah, in the second in the second half. Okay, so you are now doing this FUBU thing, or you're getting together with these FUBU cats, which is a good thing, because they're reinventing. They had to reinvent, you know, from the beginning and
Yeah.
doing something new. What else are you doing? Would that interest you, uh, radio wise or
Oh,
television wise or things wise?
so to be quite honest with you, I mean, I'm not gonna call it a regular, but I have a corporate job as well. So I do have my regular 9 to 5, so to speak. And because of COVID, it definitely has allowed me the opportunity to work from home, which allows me a little bit of flexibility as long as I'm carrying the weight that I'm supposed to at work. And we've been successful with that. Um, Outside of that, I assist a couple of entrepreneurs with their endeavors. I'm part of this big, huge project here in Atlanta called the Rise Creative Village, RYSE Creative Village, and it's an old Atlanta public school
Okay.
that is being renovated and to create a place, a hub, an incubator for our creatives. So visual arts, gaming, music production, stage, different aspects of the creative arts will have a place where the creatives can go and they can get classes. If they need classes, there will be seminars there. There will actually be a space where they can, you know, perform their craft. And when I say perform, I'm talking about there'll be a stage. If there's acting, there will be a stage for, small plays to be put on. There will be a production stage where things can be filmed. There will be a place for gaming and building out the games and things. There's going to be all these different nests and hubs, if you will, within the facility, that will provide an opportunity for the creatives to have a home. It's going to be a subscription base, so it's something you'll have to pay to be a part of, but it allows a great opportunity. There are partnerships being built with some of the production hubs here locally, and it's an opportunity for that money to come back to Atlanta and invest in the people who are actually creating the content. So there's so much money here in Atlanta, so many tax credits, and for a production to happen in Hollywood is here. They are on fire. It's
Yeah, it seems like, well, the people were saying that it's a small version of Hollywood, but
yeah,
I think it's definitely taken on. A lot of the folks have generated and moved themselves to that spot
yeah.
down there, and have gotten themselves situated so that they can that things are blowing up on that level. Just sitting here listening to you communicate about it. Uh, I'm sold. I'm sold. I would. All right. No, no. Yeah, but no. Just listening to you communicate about it, and I know Atlanta's growing, even though we still have the COVID going on. We still have all these things going on. People are still moving and shaking and moving and doing their thing. It this this is just something else. Knowing that you stayed afloat, which is really great to see. Um, you'll be successful in this aspect as well. Is this something that you've always wanted to do? Uh,
Well, with
whether it be radio, whether it be television, whether it be whatever.
Well, yeah, Rise Creative Village more specifically speaks to who I am as a person. I am very good friends with the founder of Rise Creative Village. I've known him for 15 plus years. We actually migrated from Orlando. I came first and then he came. And when we were in Orlando, he was the creator of Rise. At that time, Rise was an Essence quality magazine that recognized young, successful entrepreneurs and executives, RYSE. And that has blossomed. Like I mentioned, the magazine was so great in quality texture content. One of the people that was on the board was one of the conceptual founders of Essence magazine. So
Right,
that
right,
was
right,
for quality. And then transitioning into Atlanta, the Rise Creative Village came to life. And his name is Jay Jackson Sr., Jabari Jackson Sr., and he has really motivated me to remain a part of the project just because I see the heart of who he is. And again, he's my best male friend. And I know that it's the only thing that it is about him.
hold on.
Okay.
He's your best male friend now, but you knew other best male friends prior to
Wait,
by
what?
prior to meeting him. He's your best male friend now.
No, he's been my best male friend for over 15 years since I lived in Orlando.
Okay, how long? Okay, yeah. Well, you lived in Orlando
Yeah, I
before
lived
you
in
came to
Orlando. I
Charleston.
moved here. So I was living in Orlando when I met him, and we worked on projects there together. And then I
Okay,
transitioned here to Atlanta, and he came shortly thereafter. And he brought, of course, Rise with him in the Rise Creative Village and concept, and now actual into fruition.
right, right.
So I don't know how I said it, but my bad. Let me correct that. He is my best friend, period.
Yeah,
Um,
because you was in Charleston before you was in Orlando.
oh yeah, there are so many years in between
So
Charleston and Orlando. It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
so
Yeah,
Charleston was before Orlando.
way before
So Shawn
Orlando.
Cornelius was before this dude Jay. That's
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
whatever. Them was trying to stake your flag in our friendship. Whatever,
I'm
man.
trying to stick it in there. You got to stick it in there. Okay,
So
cool.
being a part of Rise, I mean, just Jay is a great guy, and I know that his motivation is not about money; it's about the people. He really wants to give back, and so that's where I find myself being side by side with him and watching and developing this place for people to grow who they are creatively and hopefully get the contacts and the connects that they need in order to prosper themselves in their dreams. And so yeah, that's where I live, period. If you want to motivate me, show me how this thing that I'm working on is going to help motivate people into their dreams and help build their life. And I am there, I'm sold. So this is my passion project, big time, because
Right.
of the greatness therein. And I can't wait until we open our doors. The school has been gutted out as a multi-million-dollar project. They have the renderings for what the building is actually going to look like. There's going to be an affordable housing unit aspect to it as well. So it's going to be a great project. We have a lot of people that are interested. And actually, right now we're doing crowdfunding.
Hmm.
And the crowdfunding is a little different than what you normally do. You hear crowdfunding, you hear about people donating money. But in our crowdfunding, we are actually allowing people the opportunity to donate as little as $100 and actually own a part of the project. And
Okay.
I'll give you that information off camera, so I'll make sure I get it right. And you can post
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I won't give the wrong information. But you can always go to risecreativevillage.com, and there's a link there that's going to provide you how to get to the crowdfunding. I mean, if you want an opportunity to invest in a community, help build Southwest Atlanta and something that is Black owned and something that is going to help our creatives, this is a wonderful opportunity to own a part of your community in a way you never imagined you could. And I mean, if you're going to invest your money and in the future get that money back, get some, residual off of that, this is a great opportunity to do that. So that's one thing I got going on. And then another project that I'm working with another serial entrepreneur who has a lounge that he's opening up
Okay.
in Atlanta. He has a creative space where creatives can go and have their art show, spoken word, art gallery, whatever it is, space, you make it your own. And he also has another business, which is his primary business. So I am very busy.
Yeah, yes, you are. You stay kind of locked up and tied up. So which is something I knew about you, because even back then, you had that, with the
I'm a,
club and in the radio and trying to make sure that you did something, something that you had going on. So it's really nothing different for me to see. You have it more down packed right now. You have more of an understanding of what
yeah,
you're doing and what you're out there trying to relay to people.
I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, baby.
That's cool. But that's just the I go with this. That's just the the business part
Yeah,
of what you're doing, um, and that's great. That's really great. So much success, much luck, and much
thank
much
you.
go ahead into what you're doing, and you've given tips already, to men and women of what to do. You just got to keep going. You got to keep
Yeah,
moving. You got to
let
keep
nothing
moving, no
stop
matter
you.
what happens.
We
Don't
have
let anything.
setbacks all the time. Let
Yep.
nothing stop
Yep.
you. There's
Yep.
so much in your tomorrow if you just reach. I mean, granted, tomorrow's not promised to anyone, but move today like there is a tomorrow and make it count for something, not just even your personal gain. Let it be a contribution to somebody else's life as well. Don't be selfish.
Right. Yeah. Please don't be selfish. Do you have your fun?
Yeah.
But see, we as we get older, we learn things, and we try to, just like the older told us. We get older, we learn things, we go through our experiences, and then we try to throw them back at the younger folks. And you'll learn your own thing, but remember some of these things that we're saying that are important. And that's one thing I like about this audience, because the audience is very multi faceted, multi leveled. So you're going to reach younger, you're going to reach the middle, they're going to reach the older. So just listen to what she's saying.
I always say it's the ear that needs to hear, because some people will see it and they'll be like, yeah, not really for me. But then there'll be some people that are they're locked on, and this is what they need to hear and what they needed for their spirit in that time.
Hmm.
And they are hooked. And that's,
Yeah. Now I'm looking behind you and really quickly, and I can do it this half. You have two pictures up there,
yes.
and one is a female, obviously, and one is a male. Can you explain the artwork that's behind you?
Well, I don't know where these paintings came from originally. I am currently actually in the lounge in which I explained that I'm actually helping to open. And
Right.
these
Right.
beautiful paintings or beautiful pieces of artwork here, they are a statement piece. There's other artwork around here as well. It's just absolutely gorgeous. The environment, from the textures on the walls to the artwork here in the lounge, is just absolutely gorgeous. One of the parts of the name is the word opulence, and it is a treat for your eyes. So as far as these two pictures behind me are concerned, I chose this location for this interview because sometimes in life, and this it's gonna get real philosophical, I'm letting you know now. Sometimes in life
Handle
we
it.
have challenges, right? And you don't feel your absolute best. Well, on this particular day, I went through a challenge yesterday. I'm really not going to share, but on this particular day, I had to have a conversation with myself and pep talk myself and realize that I'm a queen.
Hmm.
I've already realized that, but I just need to reassure myself today. And
Yes, yes.
these two pictures just happen to fit my mood today because this is a queen. I'm sorry, this is a king.
Yeah,
Got on
I
my
definitely was gonna help you out with.
this is a queen.
I was, I was gonna help you out.
So I wanted to be amongst royalty. But if you look a little deeper at the picture, you'll see that their hands are skeletal.
Yes.
And so the reminder for me is that even in my roughest times where I feel like I'm down to the bone, I can't take it anymore, I don't have the strength or the energy, I'm drained, I'm depleted, I am down to my remains, I still have my crown.
Right.
And I will always keep myself surrounded with other kings and queens to help lift me up. And so therefore I chose this particular location in the lounge to have this interview.
Ah, that's all right. That's very special. I appreciate that.
I'm very
Uh,
special.
yeah, yes, you are very special. That you are. That works out. No, it's because at the end of the first half, I usually go into asking my guests to give it some information or talk to the young female and the male about what, and it just fits so perfectly with those images behind you and the conversation that you had. So there's no need to go into that situation and ask that question, because I really noticed the skeletor, the hands, and I was like, okay, so I can ask about that really quickly. So really quickly, before we go ahead and take a break, give information about how people can get in touch with you. Um, yeah, that's it. Just give information how people can get in touch with you.
Love it. We're going to keep it on social media. So you can follow me on social media. On Instagram, I am at Vassier_Serrano. That's VASSIER_SERRANO. And on Facebook, I'm Vassier Serrano. There are actually two profiles. You want the one with the blonde hair because that's the most recent one under Vassier Serrano. That's the one I'm active on. But please reach out. Let me know that you heard about who I am through the show, and you'll probably get a better response because otherwise, the DMs they are what they are. And I'm just like, next. Make
Yeah,
yourself known, represent.
right. So we got a couple of minutes left in the first half of the show. Um, and we told people in the beginning how we met and we hung out and did our thing, and obviously the stripper thing, that was something that you thought you were going to do. And I'm still doing stand up though. I was doing comedy
Um,
when we met. I was still doing stand up, God bless. And come back with something fun to close out this first half, and then we'll go into a commercial that you remember. uh, it doesn't have to be. I don't have to be in it, but something
well, oh, you're
crazy,
in this.
something crazy. Yeah.
So this might not be funny to everybody else because I can relive it in my head like it happened yesterday. So it's very fresh in my mind. But Shawn was, I think, in North Carolina, and he was performing. And the comics before him, there were two comics that came on before Shawn. The one guy thought he was killing the audience. People are falling out laughing. The reason why they were laughing, no, I think Shawn came on just behind this guy. The reason why they were laughing is because he is doing his whole set and the cord has come unplugged from the mic. And he is just going in and he's thinking the crowd is laughing at him when they're actually laughing at the fact that this fool is still going on and nobody cares for him.
Nobody cares.
Shawn comes on after this guy intentionally unplugs the mic and starts his show off the exact same way. People are dying. Now, at this point, they are laughing at Shawn because the joke is so funny, crying, falling out their seats. It's one of my most memorable moments for Shawn. And Shawn was killing it. He was killing it that night. I'm not just saying that because you didn't pay me to be on the show.
No,
You're
I
not
didn't.
sending me no checks, but it's real talk. You were killing it that night. And I remember it's burned in my mind, singed. I smell the smoke right
Do you
now.
smell it? Do you smell- And I didn't pay her to say that either because she's so far away. So she brought back a memory that I had. I don't forget.
But Shawn, just to let you know, my Cash App is the same as my name. Just
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. That's yeah. We'll close out. We'll close out on that. We're coming back with more of Vassier Serrano on After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. And it's coming up soon. Hang in there.
What's going on? This is Wanye Morris of Boys to Men here, showing love and support for my boy, Shawn Cornelius, and his Enough is Enough movement to stop the senseless killings. We need to stand strong, y'all, together and heal our country. So, keep up the good work, SC. Much love, yo. Peace. As I walk through my
This is Terrence Weatherspoon reporting live for the No News Network. This coronavirus is going to make me kill somebody. Why? Who left this in the damn refrigerator? Terrence Weatherspoon reporting live for the No News Network.
That Terrence Weatherspoon, I don't know what's going on with him.
listen. I'm like, is that Wanye? Wanye look a little bit like Rasan Patterson for a second.
Yeah, that was Wanye. That was Wanye. Wanye's cool. I was like, yo, man, leave a little bit, something, talk about, whatever. Just leave it. So he left a little message. So we did our thing. So here's where you get to show your powers.
Oh, power.
So yeah, I know you got them. I know you got them. All you got to do is say abracadabra, and we get rocking and rolling.
Well, abracadabra then.
So, well, okay. So you could have made it a little bit more flamboyant, but that's all right. Abracadabra. We rock and roll. We're in the love zone. We are in the love zone. So we're gonna have a little bit of fun. We're gonna get more fun than we had in the first half. Loosen it up a little bit more, and now you can relax.
Okay.
Now you can relax. So you're bringing in the fire engines and all that kind of stuff. We're bringing the paramedics, just in case. Just in case.
Somebody.
Yeah, just in case something happens. So let's start off like we do with everybody, and actually your definition of love. What is your definition of love?
Wow, my definition of love. That's interesting. God is love. And I know that's probably cliche to some people, but God really is love, because through the crafting of who I am as a person, there was a lot that I did not understand as a child because of the tumultuous state my life was in. And I didn't understand fully what love was. I didn't understand what tainted love was. I didn't understand what unrequited love was. I just knew as a kid that I didn't feel loved. And so as I became an adult, my heart condition, and I say heart condition because I could only respond based off of what I had taken into my heart and give that back in return. I had a fondness for people in general, but I didn't know what it was to genuinely be loved until my adulthood. Actually, my 30s is when I learned who I was in Christ. I'm just going to keep it real. And I began to research and read the word and submit myself and take down all distractions, television, men, sex, radio, all that stuff, and just shut it out, put myself on a spiritual island. And I got to know who I was. And it was the most eye-opening experience I've ever had in my life. And it showed me patience, kindness, understanding or overstanding in this particular case in a way that I had never seen before or even never had received at that point in my life. And so when I say God is love, it's the epitome of who we are supposed to be to one another. And sometimes we fall short. We really do, because we're not perfect. But we should strive toward giving something healthy to one another. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could just be basic man, woman, child, person to person love. And it does not take much at all. A simple smile when someone's having a rough day, asking them how they're doing. Not that it costs you anything to do that, but that's how you show love for other people. And I think it's important.
Yeah, but okay, you still enjoy those other things though, right? Yeah,
Heck,
I'll let you
yeah,
give those answers that you want to give, but I'm gonna bring the other stuff back in. You still enjoy the physical and the romance.
absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely. I
oh,
mean, you become a little fine-tuned as you get older, depending on what your practices are, And but love and intimacy, intimacy and sex are different things, and people
right,
don't realize that.
right,
Intimacy, I think, is probably the deepest because to me, also includes love, and it includes the sex. Some people can just have sex without being thoroughly into their partner or know anything about them. People can have, sexual intimacy. But even when they talk about intimacy in the Bible, having an intimate relationship with God, you don't have an intimate relationship, a sexual intimate relationship with God, but there's still intimacy there. So I think intimacy is really, really important in that area of love and sex. I think it makes it even greater. So yeah, we enjoy those
okay.
parts of life too.
All right. Let's go. Let's move forward. Move forward. Give me your definition of romance. Then, if you give
Uh,
me a definition of love,
so you know what I think I said God is love. So when it comes to romance, and I encourage everyone to genuinely look up that word and its essence, where it came from, all the way down to the Greek. Romance has been portrayed as, soft, gentle, loving, an exchange between two people. I like to throw the word romance out. And if you really look at the definition of the word romance, it's actually based off a Roman principle. Uh-uh. And so when I did the research on the word, it was because of a very good friend of mine, Stevie Baggs Jr., was having a conversation about what romance was and what it meant to be romantic. And after I looked up the definition, I was like, yeah, we throwing that word out. So I don't have a good definition for you. That good stuff that we're talking about, which is what, again, I go back to, I would say intimacy. So if you want to have an intimate dinner instead of a romantic dinner, then that's taking some time out, maybe lighting some candles. It depends on what you and your partner likes, and investing and finding that out. Ask your person what they want, what they like, how they like it. It makes a big difference than you guessing and guessing wrong. Huge difference in the overall experience and the memory itself.
right?
So throw out romantic, research the word, get into intimacy.
All right. So bring us up to. You gave us the two definitions, your definitions, obviously. Give us your favorite date. Bring us up to speed with your favorite date. It doesn't have to be yesterday. It doesn't have
Okay.
to be last month. Okay, what is your which one? The one that you remember all the time.
A date that I remember all the time.
Favorite date. What
Woo,
happened? What happened?
that's really a hard one. So what I'm going to do, because I can't honestly tell you one, is I'm going to tell you an ideal date would be for me, right?
Okay, you can do that, but you can't tell us your favorite date. You can't you or you won't tell us your
No,
favorite
it comes
date.
down to can't. Like I can't even remember what was my favorite date. It's not that I
Well,
won't, because I talk. So it's not that I won't. I absolutely would tell you if I could remember, but I don't remember what that
okay,
is.
all right. We'll let you slide on that one. Most people remember their favorites of whatever it
Exactly.
is.
So apparently there must not be an extreme favorite. I mean, I can tell you my favorite person to date was.
No, no, no. Just tell.
Somebody might get upset, but
Yeah, don't go there. Tell us. Tell us what your favorite date would be.
my favorite date would be, how people show up with flowers? Well, my favorite flower are birds of paradise. Now, this is not like a rose where you can just stick it in water for a couple of days. Like you got to get a floral arrangement, but I love birds of paradise. I
Uh,
like roses too. More
okay.
specifically, I love copper roses. Those are my favorites. But somebody that would take the time to get to know that about me and present those for me, that's an opener. And then we go someplace like, I love live music. I love Kim, Rasan Patterson. Maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be in the city. Maybe we're traveling to another city to see that concert. Great tickets. Um, Big on music. I think music is a love language in itself. Or art gallery. Love art. really complex pieces,
Mhm.
contemporary art, abstract art. Love that stuff. Dinner, we can do dinner. You want to do a picnic in the park? I don't like sitting on the grass, but bring lots of blankets. I'm willing to do that on a great day. I love stuff like that. It doesn't have to be super expensive either.
Right.
I'm not, it's not about the budget for me as much as it is about the time and the quality time spent, especially if it's somebody that I'm really into.
Sure.
Because I've learned that I am a sapiosexual. Now, I do love attractive men. Let's not get that twisted.
Okay.
That first appearance is the woo factor for me, but a very intelligent man that knows how to hustle in and outside of the boardroom and has a swag, well, I'm going to be interested and drawn to that. But if you can sit down and you can have a wonderful conversation with me at a picnic, listen, you might lock me down.
I was waiting for you to just say what you wanted to say.
You might lock me down.
All right, that involves everything.
Special. It might be for a limited time
That
because after this last go around, I'm a little short on patience.
wow, yeah, because we still got a little bit of time. I want to ask a specific question about that one because I was like, wow, I thought everything was boom. All right,
Yeah.
wait a minute now. let's not even go there. Let's not go there. Let's go with these regular. Let me just. All right, so you kick it and you're walking. You're just walking in the ATL. You're just walking down the street. Then you kick a bottle out the way, trying to be nice, get it out the street, and then out pops me. Out pops me. You got one wish. One wish. That's it. It could be for you. It could be for you or worldwide. Let me have it.
So my wish is from you. What do I want you to do
For you.
for me? Shawn, I want you to sing like you used to sing.
Nah.
You asked me my wish.
Okay.
Okay, so
That doesn't mean I'm gonna do it right now, but that just what did you want me to
Shawn was
say?
hitting on some Luther, y'all. Y'all don't know.
I still am singing. I am
All
singing
right.
like to the right of me is my piano,
See?
and a little further back is my bass guitar, and outside in my living room is a corner where I have all my guitars. So the music is still there.
Beautiful.
It's
How
still
about
there.
that was an easy wish, and I got you blushing. How about that?
That was an easy one. That's the first time somebody's ever said that. So you're good to
I've known
go.
you 20 plus years. I don't forget.
Yeah, yeah. It was supposed to be about you, but maybe that was about you. Maybe that was about you. All
See?
right. So you you gave information that we can take as men and women. If you had a young lady sitting right there next to you, what would you tell her? What would you give her advice on? What would the advice be about love, about
So
relationships?
that's very interesting that you asked me that because I actually had a conversation with a totally strange, not well, she wasn't strange, she was a stranger. So she was an unknown young lady. And I'm gonna tell it like it is. I was in a store that got here called Starship,
Okay.
getting me some single woman supplies. And the young lady behind the counter, when is this gonna air? Because I might be in trouble.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know exactly when it'll
Listen,
air.
so I was getting some single woman supplies, most of them and she was. I had to go get some cash, and I was like, I'm not putting this on my credit card, so let me go get some cash. So I got everything that I wanted, and I had to run out and get cash, so she kept my bag behind the counter, and I checked out. And before I walked away, she said, "Can I ask you a question?" She's like, "It might be a little strange for you." I was like, "No, absolutely. Go ahead and ask me." And she asked me, "How do I know when to keep a relationship and when to walk away?" And I'm like, she doesn't even know I'm going through a divorce right now, right?
Right,
And
right,
so I'm
right.
like, baby, you are still so young. There's so much life for you to live. And I did not live life the way I probably the people, of course, it was a different time for us, Shawn, but I didn't live life as freely as most people my age probably did back when I was in my 20s because of the way that I was raised and the things that I had been through in my life. I always wanted to make sure that I had security. So I wasn't out here like, just out here partying and things like that. I was always just got to focus on having a job, got to focus on having a roof over my head. And so I did not afford myself the opportunities to date, to travel, so many things that I have an appreciation for now. These are things I could have acquired early in my life. And so I encouraged her. I said, you're young. I said, you trying to tie yourself down? I was like, how old are you? She said, 23. I said, 23, you trying to get tied down with somebody right now it doesn't even make sense to me, because now is the time when you're really learning yourself. You're really learning what you like. I said, and if you want someone in your life, find out who you are first. Maybe you find out you like to travel some, get to know some places, get your passport. And that's going to bring into your area people who are into the same type of stuff. It's going to draw it to you, because the most difficult thing you want to do is get involved with someone you find out you enjoy traveling and they don't even know the importance of having a passport.
Right.
So take your time, live these experiences. Don't let life pass you by. Don't get so tied up in a job that you put that job before living. Stay employed. Lord Jesus, stay employed.
Yeah.
But allow yourself the opportunity to live like you're supposed to. You're in your 20s. You don't have to buckle down with anybody. And when it comes to trust, I said, now, I did put this into practice, but I need you to watch everything your prospective partner does. I need you to watch how other people treat them, meaning, does he sit in the council of fools or does he sit in the council of kings? Because the men that are around him are feeding into his life, feeding into his spirit, feeding into his mind, and also helping to craft his emotions. And if those men are jacked up, your partner is going to be jacked up. So look at the council of men he sits in. Look how he treats other people. How do women respond to them? Are they very flirtatious with him? Is he very flirtatious? Or is there genuine respect? Does he look out for other people? Because see, nowadays it seems like that people don't even look out for one another anymore. And likewise, like I saw a gentleman open a door for someone and the woman walked in and ain't say a word. Like it was his responsibility to make sure she was taken care of. But that's reciprocity.
Right.
A thank you would have been kind.
Yeah.
It's nobody's responsibility to take care of you, but it is respected and it should be honored when someone shows the effort to do so. Find that reciprocity. But
Sure.
then, young lady, young Vassier, live your damn life.
Okay. All right. But now switch it up. That guy over to your other shoulder, you know, it's a guy now.
Mm-hmm.
And he happens to be the one that sits down at the table. What do you tell him? What advice you give him?
I tell him to try to be the best man that he can be. Going back to the council of fools, find men that are going to pour into you positively, that are going to make you feel like a king. Not because you're diminishing the importance of women in your life, assuming that he's a heterosexual male, because that's the only experience I can speak to. Not diminishing the women in your life, but men who tell you or speak to you about how to uplift, you know, women, how to speak to them, how to nurture them. You know, men, they say men are not nurturers, but I don't believe that, because I've met some very genuine men who genuinely care about the effects the world has on women. Now, they might not open the car door for you, but they will protect you. They will cover you. They'll stand and watch you walk across the street or walk you to the car to make sure you're safe and expect nothing in return. I know men like that.
Right. Right.
So, you know, there's somebody pouring into them or someone that poured into them at some point. The importance of a woman, the importance of a Black woman, not saying that a Black woman's relevance is higher than anyone else's, but I'm a Black woman. I've lived a Black woman experience and how important we are to our community, why it's important to pour into us, to protect us, and even to protect themselves, a man to protect his own mentality so that he is healthy. He's demonstrating healthy behavior for himself, his woman, and his soon-to-be children. On that note, young man, learn the importance of an ovulation app. If you have a woman in your life, find out when her period is on. Get that on your app so you can keep track. That way you don't get trapped.
That is so true.
Like,
so true.
Like talking to our boys about these things, like, yo, it's okay. Find out the story of your life. Especially if y'all are active without protection and accidents do happen. If you understand that app, you understand when it's a hot time. There are several out there. Apple phone actually has one on it. you enter the first date of that woman's period and the last date of her period, and it will show you when she's ovulating. I'm putting you on game, young men. There are too many baby daddies out here. I hate that term. There are too many baby mamas out here. I hate that term. What happened to the mother of my child? My wife, my husband. What happened? Y'all getting out of hand. We've been out of hand for a long time. I'm putting you on game. Technology is putting you on game.
We're gonna bring you back. We're gonna bring you back for another show because we go sure. Oh, you know, and listen. You can give like you gave the females and the males whatever you want to tell them, and you're telling them some real stuff. That's cool. That's fine. That's wonderful. Okay, finish up, and I got some more for you. With the guy.
What I tell the young men, and I actually do tell young men about this. The opportunity that I do get a chance to speak, because let me tell you something. At 48 years old, and I know I don't look 48, I get known by young men, and I've become people's auntie. That's your auntie? Yeah, I'll be auntie. I have no issues being auntie. Not at all. I'm not messing with no young guys, but I will put them on game, keep their life straight as much as I possibly can.
Sure.
And that ovulation thing is a big one.
What makes you? Let's jump really fast. What makes you unique? What makes you unique?
Besides my name?
Besides your name.
So, Shawn, I'm the only Vassier in the United States. First name Vassier in the United States. If you look it up, you'll probably find 3, maybe 4, because I've been married a few times. And one is my maiden name. So spin the wheel on that one. What makes me unique? You know what? I don't really think there is anything in particular that makes me unique. There is something that makes me rare, though.
What makes you rare?
Many people feel as though that they're a real one, and I commend them for that. But I'm a real one. I'm a real ride or die. I'm going to keep it straight. I'm going to shoot you straight every time. I'm very, very honest and very transparent, even to my own detriment. I'll tell on myself before anybody else will. If I did it, I'm going to tell you I did it. And I just keep it real. But I'm also, and someone else has come to know this about me, I'm a kingmaker for the right man.
Okay.
The right man will be able to sit in my presence and grow and prosper, and we will do that together. And it doesn't even have to be somebody that I am with in a intimate relationship. I'm talking about even men who I am not attached to in any other relationship other than business. I'm the type of person to help you grow. And I have no issue saying that. I stand strong in that, but you got to be the right type of man to receive it.
All right. Okay, so let's jump really quickly. Let's jump into sevens, and then we'll finish up with some other stuff.
Okay.
Let's go into this game because I want to make sure we get this game in and we do your hour and get everything all in tight like we're supposed to. All right. So these sevens are your favorites.
Okay.
So it can be just a one answer, and then we'll move on. All right. So let's look favorite sevens. Favorite food.
Pizza.
Okay, any particular type?
Just nothing. I'll eat anything. Just don't put anchovies on it for the most part.
Okay. All right. Favorite book.
Ooh, favorite book.
Favorite book.
This is gonna sound no, I'm not gonna say that. So it's an audio book. I can't honestly say that I read it.
That's fine.
But Becoming, Michelle Obama.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay.
I love it.
All right, cool.
And The Year of Yes, Shonda Rhimes. Love it.
Say, all right, cool. Favorite movie?
Love and Basketball or Brown Sugar.
Love and Basketball or Brown Sugar.
Yes.
Okay. Favorite flower?
Bird of Paradise. One more favorite movie, Barry Gordy's Last Dragon.
Okay. Okay. All right. Tell them the movies again.
Love and Basketball, Brown Sugar, and Barry Gordy's Last Dragon.
All right. Favorite drink?
Alcohol or non-alcohol?
Let's go both.
Non-alcohol, Coke. Alcohol, Tennessee Honey and Coke.
That's fine. That works for me. That That works for me. Favorite car?
My favorite car is a Mini Cooper. Mini Cooper S engine, JCW, John Cooper Works package.
Okay. Let's go over 7. Let's go over 7 today.
Okay.
Favorite radio personality?
Oh man, my favorite radio personality is still Lynn Tolliver. I don't even know if he's on air anymore, but he just was.
Okay.
He don't
Favorite.
know. He raised me.
Well, hopefully you watch this show. You'll learn. Favorite TV personality?
Ooh. When you say TV personality, are we talking movie? Or
We're talking TV. We're talking just regular television show.
That would be Claire Huxtable.
Okay. Okay. The actual Claire Huxtable or the
So
woman herself?
I love Felicia Rashad, but I pretty much knew when I saw Claire Huxtable, that's the kind of woman I wanted to be.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. Favorite comedian?
I love you, Sean, but I would have to say my favorite comedian of all time is probably Eddie Murphy. My most recent favorite comedian, ooh, that's a tough one. I do like Kevin Hart a great deal, but I can't answer the more recent. So I'll stick with the Eddie Murphy.
That's fine. Eddie can jump over me. That's fine. It's no problem. It works. It works. And favorite sexual position and time?
Doggy style with a little choke.
Say again.
Doggy style with a little choke.
Doggy style with a little choke. I thought you said Coke. I thought you said Coke. All right, it's about it. Doggy style with a little bit of Coke. All right, whatever you want. That's whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. That's right. And with that one, I'm gonna take you out the love zone and let you you sit right on in. You back on inside the regular house. And once again, that was fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here tonight. And it's always wonderful talking to you whenever we get a chance to talk. So congratulations and good luck to you in everything that you do. Everything that you do. All right. Anytime that you want to come back, you come on back and we'll have that conversation. So I'll save that question I was going to have for you. I'll ask you off the air.
Okay.
So we'll do that. So appreciate you. God bless you.
Thank you so much for having me, Sean. It's a pleasure always.
And you guys know that you can come and catch me every Monday night at 10:30 on Bronxnet here. And then you can watch it on, they actually have it on channel 68 on the internet. So we're definitely going to do our thing. We're all over the place. So in parting, as I always say, please go with God in your heart. Have a peace of mind. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And we'll catch you back here on the Shawn Cornelius Show After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. Vassier, thank you so much. God bless you. Thanks for coming through. And I love you.
Love you too.